Hi there, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Cesar from 78 Puertas, and today I'm going to give you a little masterclass, if you want, about these two cards, the Lover and the Wheel of Fortune. And also, as an extra, I will also talk about this other card, the Judgment. The Lover and the Wheel of Fortune from the Tarot de Marseille have secret connections between them. These connections, as always in the Tarot de Marseille, are hidden in plain sight, which is the best way to hide something because we are always trying to find something somewhere else. In this video today, we're going to discover these secret connections so that your tarot readings are more accurate and profound. And we are also going to give you a little extra, as I said, with the connections not only between these two cards, but also with the Judgment card. You can learn all this and even much more in our tarot courses. Today, in this video, I'm going to focus on a specific tarot deck, which is this one. This is the FF Solesio, Fabrica Fratelli Solesio, or the factory of the Solesio brothers, more or less will be the translation, which is made by, this version is by Artisan Tarot. Other different decks with other different images, may give different results because the images are different. Perhaps the best way to realize the similarities of these two and the internal links here is to reverse the order. I'm going to start with the Wheel of Fortune, and then I'm going to go through or towards the Lover card. So we're going to start with this card, La Wheel of Fortune, which here in Italian is La Ruota di Fortuna. At the top of it, as you can see, there is a person who appears to have wings and has a yellow ball, which is usually an orb, as always associated with dominance and royalty. You can see it, for instance, in the hand of the Emperor, usually the Emperor card. On the part to our left, we see a person who is climbing, who is ascending the wheel. This person has no clothes on, he is naked, he is also approaching the position occupied by the previous person, the one above. As we can see in this deck, this wheel is turning in this direction. Next to this person we have this crank, maybe? This crank that turns the wheel. The movement of this wheel is so slow that we do not realize it. It is invisible to our eyes because it's too slow. Something similar happens with the growth of the trees, for instance. It is so slow that we only become aware of the changes when they are very dramatic, like those of the leaves in spring or autumn, for example. And that's on the left. On the right side, there is another person who is going down the wheel. He has lost part of his humanity, since here it has an animal tail, which is not human at all, of course. Both these three people and the wheel itself are on a two-legged frame that appears to be floating on the water, which is another example of the instability of this Major Arcana of the Tarot de Marseille. And here we have the Lover card, which here in this deck is Cliamanti, which means the lovers. Here is plural, not singular, in this deck. There are not three figures as we saw before in the previous card. Here we have four. There are 3 below and 1 above. The figure at the top is a blindfolded angel, armed with a bow and about to shoot an arrow. For a better understanding between everyone, we are going to call him Cupid. Okay, and this angel is naked. Below, the 3 people at the bottom of the car are dressed. There are 2 women on the sides of the man who is in the center. That's the basic description of the cards. Now let's look for connections, these secret connections hidden at plain sight, as I said before. The first common element that jumps out is the winged figure at the top, because of the wings, which are not something natural for us, right? We don't have wings. In the wheel, it is dressed, and it is naked in the lover. And these wings here are blue, while the others are yellow. It's true. But the fact that both figures have well-defined wings tells us that they are the same figure in both arcana. The person in the center. If the person at the top of the wheel becomes the lover's angel, then where does the middleman at the bottom of the lovers come from? There will be people who say that it just simply appears where there was nothing before, out of nowhere, we can say. Others, however, will say that the upper figure of the wheel has been divided into 2. On the one hand, we have the angel above, related by the wings, and we also have the man in the center, because this winged finger in the wheel is also in the center. 2 possibilities. The person on the left. On the wheel, there is a person without clothes, as I said before, who is going upwards according to the direction of the rotation marked by the figures and by the crank. This naked person is located on the left, okay? On the left. In the lover card, we also have a person, a woman, who is on the left of the card. Okay, but don't overlook the fact that this woman has clothes with blue sleeves, red blouse, and green skirt. These are exactly the same colors of the clothes that we have in this other figure, the one who is descending on the right of the wheel card. The same colors. Green sleeves, red blouse, green skirt. We here have another extra secret connection between these 2 cards. One, the position inside the card, and the other because of the clothes that these people are wearing. We've seen the center and the left. Now let's move to the right. On the wheel, the character on the right is going down, as we see. Head down. In the lover, there is also a person, a woman in this case, to the right of the card. They both occupy the same space, despite having different orientation. So if the one on the left is the one on the left, then we can say that the one on the right is the one on the right. They both occupy the same space. This creates a bond, a connection between both of them. Yeah. So, as a summary, we now have information to unite, to link these same 2 major arcana of the Tarot de Marseille when they appear together in a tarot reading. We can safely say that the person on the left is the same person in both arcana, that the person in the center is also the same in both cards, and likewise the person on the right is the same in both of them. For all this, in the lover, the woman who goes up will also be the woman on the left, and the one who goes down is the one who is here on the right. This can give a hint or a clarification of what the result of the choice of this man in the center is going to be. He's going to choose left or right. Who we have seen here? Who is the chosen one? The one on the left or the one on the right? What do you think? What are you seeing? An important detail that I want to also to mention. The Lover and the Tarot wheel are two major arcana in which the movement is suspended in time. In the wheel, because it is so slow that we do not see it. We can't see the movement because it is too slow. And also because we need someone to turn the wheel with a crank, to put it into motion, to make it turn faster. In the Lover, Cupid has not yet shot his arrow, and nothing will happen until he does. Until that moment, the man in the center will continue making without making any decision. Although we already know what that decision is going to be, right? We already know which one of these two he is going to choose in this particular deck, right? In this particular deck. I mentioned before that I was also going to include Judgment. This Major Arcana also has connections, hidden in plain sight, as I said before, with the two cards that we have just seen before, the Lover and the Wheel of Fortune of the Tarot de Marseille. We have just seen before the connections between these two. Now we're going to establish new links with only one of them. We will also be doing by extension with the other, but in order to make this video a bit shorter, I'm going to use just one of them. And to facilitate the understanding, the comprehension, we're going to analyze the connections between Judgment, which is called in Italian il giudizio, and the Lover. We're going to set aside for now the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to have these two. Okay. Description. The angel. In both cards, there is an angel in the upper part. One has a red trumpet and the other one has a red bow. Do you see? A red bow here. The vertical direction of the trumpet is very similar to the vertical direction of the arrow that the Cupid is about to shoot. Both are on a light blue cloud, we can say light blue. I'm a man, so maybe that's not the right name, but you know what I mean, right? From this cloud, there are rays that radiate. One is clothed and the other one is naked. One can watch, one can see. The other one is blindfolded, as I said before, right? Let's see. One has a halo around his head, the other one doesn't. The rays that come out from this cloud are big, red, and yellow. The ones that come from this cloud are small and only yellow. There are no red ones here. See? Only yellows. The person on the left, in the Lover card and in the wheel, as we saw before, there are three people in each one, left, center, and right. And they are present here too, center, left, and right. The person on the left of the Judgment appears to be a man and has a beard. Only a part of his body can be seen. He is naked and he looks up to the angel who is on the upper part, who is playing the trumpet. The person in the Lover card on the left occupies the same position, but is now a woman, clothed and full-length body. The person in the center. In Judgment, in the Judgment card of the Tarot de Marseille, this person in the center is turning her back to us. We do not see the face. But we do see that this person is naked and that seems to be coming out, according to tradition, from a tomb. The man in the center of the lover appears to be floating in the air. Look at his feet. He's floating on the air. He's dressed and holds in each hand one of the hands of the women on either side of him, left and right. And if we move now to the right, we have that in Judgment there is what seems to be a young woman, although it could also be a man, and this person is naked, and we can only see the upper part of the body. On the other hand, in the lover, the person on the right is dressed, fully dressed, and we can see her entire body, as is supposed to be a woman, and she is standing up. All these details, all these patterns, visual patterns, because this is all what we are using today, visual patterns. We are doing pattern readings. All this leads us to a conclusion. These three major arcana, including the wheel, in these three major arcana of the tarot, we see the evolution of the same people occupying the same vital space on each card at all times. The winged angel of Judgment becomes the person of the wheel and becomes the lover's cupid. I'm going to use a down in order from top to bottom, from 20 to 6. This angel becomes this angel and then becomes this angel. The person on the left of Judgment, this one down here, becomes the person who climbs the wheel of fortune. And then is the woman, always on the left, here in the lover. The central backed figure here in Judgment merges with the angel and becomes this winged person in the center top part of the wheel, and then returns to be an independent person in the center mound of the lover. The person on the right of Judgment becomes the person who descends on the wheel and then gets transformed into the woman on the right of the lover. So by occupying the same space within each of the cards, it is always that same person who experiences each of these evolutions or transformations or mutations, however you want to call it, from one card to another and the following way. It's always the same person. It's always the same evolution throughout the cards. This one is this one, and then is this one. This is this and this. This is this and this. If the movement of the will inform us of the decision that this man is going to do, who of the two is going to choose, we can also apply something similar right from the beginning. So we can tell, in case we have these three cards in a tarot reading, we can tell right from the start which is going to be the final result. Just paying attention to the pattern reading, to the transformations, evolutions, mutations from the elements or people, in this case, from one card to another. All this information enriches the tarot readings, and it's very useful, given to us by the visual patterns and when they imply in a reading. And thus, you can improve your own readings with your daily practice, day after day, just paying attention, as I said, to the visual patterns. Pattern reading, that's all. And all this is a key element in any tarot reading. And our tarot courses include all these pattern readings and many more that you can discover with us. So pattern reading is something that I do recommend to you to practice, to pay attention to be aware of. Open your mind, open your point of view, broaden it so that you can include as many possible different aspects as possible. That will help you to make better readings. So that's all for today. It's a bit longer than I expected. It's bad, but this is what I've done. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.